Alright guys, welcome back to Death from Above 40k. We've got 1750 battle report for you today. I'm here with Paul, who's going to play with me. G'day, say g'day Paul.
G'day.
So I'll be running Blood Angels. Now Paul's agreed with me that I can run the tactical doctrines, or I think it's tactical doctrines. Yeah, the new rules so that I get all the +1s and that, because it's been on the community page and we want to test it out, see how it goes. So, you know, I'll be getting the heavy doctrine, tactical doctrine and assault doctrine. We'll test this out with these Blood Angels. Alright, so in the army I'm running dual battalion. So to start with, I've got a lieutenant and a Primaris captain. Both of them have power swords and he's got the mastercrafted auto bolt rifle. Then I've got 1, 2, 3 units Primaris Marines, power fists and auto bolt rifles, and then to finish that off we've got Inceptors, I think it's Inceptors, with the assault bolters. Yeah, we'll go with that. Alright, battalion at the back, we got Mephiston, and it's the old tiny Mephiston, so I thought I'll give him a run before the new Mephiston comes out and I get my hands on that. And then we've got Corbulo with him, old Corbulo, he'll probably get a new model as well, who knows. Then we got 1, 2, 3 normal tactical marines. They're all identical. They've got a heavy flamer and a combi flamer on the sergeant. One of them has a drop pod. 2 of them have Razorbacks with assault cannons, and then heading them off I've got 1, 2 predators with the auto cannon and las cannons, and that brings me to 1749 in this 1750 and 13 command points. That was a mouthful. Alright, coming over here. So Paul's just painted these up in Mephiston. So run us through what you got, mate.
So I've got for HQs Overlord, who's my warlord.
Yep.
With the Veil of Darkness, and then Cryptek.
Yep.
So this is in the battalion. There's 20-man warriors, another 20-man warriors, and 10-man immortals. Which
we've just agreed these are going to be running Telsa, because he said he's got these painted, so to make them look pretty for you guys, but they are Telsa guns for this battle.
Yep. Then I've got 5 wraiths, no upgrades.
Yep.
6 destroyers.
Yep, with the gauze, heavy gauze.
Yep. And then in the other detachments, an air wing with 3 Doomsires.
Which seems to be what everyone's running, which is the popular choice. And are they running as what?
I'm going to run them as Sortek today. Yep.
All of them?
Yep.
Alright, so the entire army, so that's move and fire heavy weapons without penalty?
That's right, yep.
Yep. Alright, so we'll roll up a mission and we'll get clashing heads with these models. Alright. Alright guys, we have rolled up a mission and it's Tactical Cascade. So we've got an objective here on my side, an objective over there, yep, under this guy, and then down the center we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 sort of across the middle, so it's just Dawn of War deployment. So the Necrons set up first, and over here we've got the fly wing, or pretty much the bakery because it's croissants. Behind here we've got the destroyers. They've got a big massive blob of warriors with these I've forgotten their names. Wraiths mixed in there. And then we've got the 2 HQs up on here, but they've still got troops in front to protect. And you don't have anything in Deep Strike, do you?
No.
No. Alright, coming back around here to the Blood Angels, we've got Razorback, Predator. Right over the other side, here's my other Predator. Then we've got the Primaris guys, 5 up here, and then we've got the captain and the lieutenant. And then obviously we've got 5 tactical marines in here and here, and they've got drop pod coming in with 5 more tactical marines and Mephiston and Corbulo. So Paul got to set up first and go first, so I'll see if I can seize the initiative, if I can get a dice out here. So needing a 6, come on. That is a 4. So the Necrons will be having first turn, so we'll get back to you at the end of the first turn and see what all these guys can do. If I've got any Blood Angels left or I'm just completely wiped out. Alright. Alright guys, end of Necron turn 1 and there's been some damage done. So, movement wise, these push forward here. These guys all along here, so I'd push forward. He had an objective to keep some stuff in his line, so he stayed there and he collected that one. The flyers all flew across to sort of the center line here, and as you can see the wraiths are all the way over here. So shooting wise, between these and I think one of these, they deleted one of my Razorbacks over here, giving him first strike. The rest of these sort of shot around at different things, killing intercessors. One took a couple of wounds off this Predator at the back. And these guys killed a couple of Primaris Marines. The main thing that happened over here though is he charged in and these guys floored a 5-man unit of intercessors just with 1 round of combat. I heroically intervened and fought back with these guys. I killed one and took a wound off one. And a guy around there got wounded too. So Necron first turn, he's got first strike and an objective, and he's beat up a heap of my stuff already. So we'll get on with Blood Angels turn 2 and see if we can't return the favour. Alright. Alright guys, end of Blood Angels turn 1, and it's been a bloodbath. So, movement wise, this tank had to move over here to get line of sight on these over here. This tank stayed still, this tank comes scooting around here, and these guys are all the way over here, and my drop pod with Mephiston and everything come down and they're all over here. Shooting wise, between this tank and this tank, we deleted one of the flyers, giving us first strike. Then this and a combination of everything else shot into here and did nothing. Combat wise though, we come in here and we've killed these down to 2, but we lost a heap of Primaris in the fight. It's just not good. And then if we come over here, Mephiston got a heap of psychic powers off and he got in here and he killed a couple of these single-handedly, but then these guys sort of whiffed and the rest of these guys are sort of standing here. But that's alright. Objective wise, I got, for the first thing, 2 defends. So we were just discussing that in this mission, you gotta achieve them before you can get more. So I'll actually have no objectives next turn, until turn 3 is when I can score points again. So I'll see how that goes and we'll get on with the next Necron turn here, and I'll continue getting my head kicked in and see what we can do. Alright. Alright guys, it's the end of Necron turn 2 and there's been massacres. So, bit of movement forward here, flyers moved over to here, and all these sort of warriors just sort of clambered around in here, didn't do much, it was more positioning for objectives. And obviously there's a Wraith over here. Shooting wise, he used these guys, he blew up one of my tanks, scoring himself big game hunter. All these sort of warriors and guys around here blew away all my tactical marines that were here. He used extermination protocols and tried to exterminate Mephiston, but only took him down to 2 wounds. They forgot that Mephiston come out from a building on top of him, so you're gonna have to do better than that. I was a bit worried because I've lost so much stuff. If Mephiston had gone, it could be very, very bad at this point. And over here, he did kill my lieutenant, but we killed his race down to 1. So either way, these guys have done a great job of just holding me here. And how many points you got total, mate?
4 so far.
So he's on 4 points, and I'm still only on first strike due to my card draw. So we'll have Blood Angels turn 2. Yeah, I've only had 1 turn. This is hectic. Alright, we'll get back to you, and I better kill some of these guys. Chug, 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 chug. Alright guys, the end of the Blood Angels turn 2. Yeah, this thing shot over into this thing and did some damage. Nah, we'll go with movement. So movement phase, these guys only moved at the end of combat. This thing stood still. Mephiston's here now. Kabulo's just standing in the middle of the desert. These guys come down from space. And that's about movement because we don't have a lot left. So shooting, as I said, this here, shot into here and took 3 off this, which doesn't really take it down a tier, so it doesn't help me too much, but hey, what the heck. Over here, we managed to fight through the race after a couple of rounds. 4 rounds technically, isn't it? They're really tough, but we got through them. Glad I put the extra damage on this power sword as my artisan of war, otherwise I would still be punching on with them. So we're now moving toward the center. These guys got out of here, run over here, flame it into these, did absolutely nothing, then ran in and hit them with a wet paper bag and then got killed by 1 in return. Mephiston, this guy ran over, healed Mephiston up 1 wound, and I re-rolled it and it was still 1 wound. But hey, we got all our psychic powers off, he slapped the destroyers around and then sort of toe tap cover to try and sort of stay a bit away from some things like getting shot at and all that sort of jazz. These come down and supported him in the killing, and like they actually took a few wounds off him, didn't they? Yeah, killed a bit of destroyers. So we've sort of, I think this turned it around and I got 1 objective by holding this. So now I'm on 3 points, Paul's on 4 points, so I'm only 1 point behind, and I think it's starting to look a little bit more even because I've gotten rid of some of his nasty stuff. But there's a massive amount of these guys on here, and if you've ever played Necrons before, removing this kind of numbers late in the game can be just an absolute shitstorm. So we'll see what happens, and we'll get back to you. And there's still croissants in the air. Alright guys, end of Necron turn 3. That was 3, yeah, because you had first turn. Bloody hell. So, movement wise, these guys have moved over here. These guys sort of sat around here, and then here's Veil of Darkness over this way with the Lord and that. These flyers have flown from here over to here, and that's about all the models left at the moment. So these guys here absolutely annihilated the Marines that were in the rafters here. These guys over here shot into these guys, killed one, wounded one, and then run into Corbulo, not realising that it was Corbulo, and a couple of them got cut down while he's waving his grail of red blood in the air. Come at me, brother. And then over here he deleted my battle tank that was there, so I've got no predators left. He just absolutely pumped it by using 1, 2, and then picked off the rest with that. Can't do much there. So we'll get, how many points on this again? 6, and I'm on 3. So points wise he's winning, and the battlefield's evening out a bit people wise. Hopefully I get some good objectives, we'll see how we go. But he's putting on a strong Necron front here, so get back to yous. Alright guys, end of Blood Angel turn 3, and we've spun things around a little bit. So I drew some cards that sort of helped out and managed to get back on track. So movement wise, this guy stayed here. Over here we've got a Primaris Marine, can't even get him on camera there. He's down there with his cup and his fist, and my mighty captain over here. Then over here this stayed still, and then these guys have all sort of, they're just round the fire just singing Kumbaya. So psychic wise, you know, Mephiston did his thing with getting all his powers off. Now I initiated the combat doctrine this turn, which made a massive difference in chopping things up. So Mephiston single-handedly getting the extra 2 attacks on the charge. Yeah, I'm just dropping cards everywhere here. And then getting the quickening off, got 9 attacks and cleared out a 9-man unit of Immortals here single-handedly. These guys were just all standing around with him to look good. Over here, the combined power, we whittled these guys. How many of them did I kill?
8.
8, yep, so they're down to 12. He paid his last 2 CP to keep them on the battlefield, otherwise they would have started suffering big numbers. But then over here, also with the combat doctrine, this guy ran in, the mighty warlord, and killed, how many did he kill? There's only 3 left, so...
There's, I think he killed about 12 or 14 or something.
Yep, 12 or 14, because he's getting the extra attacks for the combat doctrine, AP 4 sword, and just the +1 to wound, just brutalised them just with a power sword. So there you go. I'm on 5 points now, and Paul's on 6, so I'm only trailing by 1. So we should draw some more cards next turn and see what he does. He's still got a few guys around. He's still got these 2 flyers to hit hard with, and I don't have much to take him out. So I think now it's down to a battle of attrition. We'll get back to yous. Alright guys, at the end of the Necron turn 4, the Necropolis Necronians have moved forward here, so they're dead, aren't they?
Yep.
Yep. Don't mind them, that's just a scrap heap. So over here, the real battle was here. He took my lord down to 1 with shooting from these guys that flew over here. So he's still got 2 full strength flyers. We're contesting this objective, which is one he's got to defend. So he's fighting hard for it. Like I said, this guy's here on 1 wound. Over here, these guys shot over in here because he was trying to get Scour the Skies by killing this. He did kill one, but the other one lived. And then he managed to charge across here and lock this down because he's got to defend this. So he didn't get any points this turn, but he's setting up for the next round. So I'll go on with the next Blood Angel's turn and keep pumping along with the Assault Doctrine on now that it's a thing. See what we can do. Alright, we'll get back to yous. Alright guys, end of Blood Angel turn 4, and there has been carnage. So, movement wise, these guys still stayed here because there was an objective 1. Over here, this guy and the captain are chopping their way through over here. And over in the center here, we've got Mephiston, Corbulo, and this flying guy. And this guy moved here. Obviously my drop pod over here is a drop pod, so it didn't move anywhere. Shooting wise, these guys and all these guys here with the combination shot and also their assault killed all of the warriors that were here and the Cryptek. Yep. Then over here, my warlord charged around and sliced down his warlord, and then we killed a few more warriors here. But they are still here, so I didn't kill enough for him to fail any morale or anything like that, so he's still going for this objective here. So I got, because I killed 3 units, I had 2 objective cards. It was Blood and Guts and another one that gave me D3 if I killed 3 units. So I got a total of 5 points for that turn, putting me to 10 with his Warlord. So we've just checked over Paul's cards, and he's got enough cards to keep him in the game, even with the small units he does, because of the new rules. If he gets ahead on points and the game ends, he still gets it. So we'll let him have his turn and see if he can't get ahead. And just so you know, the Assault Doctrine on Blood Angels is absolutely brutal. Alright, we'll get back to you. Alright guys, end of Necron turn 5? 4?
4, 5. I'm not sure.
4, 5? We'll double check it. I'm pretty sure I think it's 5, I don't know. But either way, over here, they've cleared out my captain, they've cleared out my little sergeant, and managed to gain 3 points off having that. Then these flew over here and they blew away my little fly guy. They took Mephiston down to 1 wound, and that's given him Scour the Skies and a few other bits and bobs around. So he's actually totaled up to 11. So I'm on 10, he's on 11 at the end of this turn. And then he's still got 2 flies, these guys over here. I've still got this in the middle, couple of characters around, these guys over here. So it's getting down to brass tacks, but I'll have my next turn and we'll see what happens. Alright, we'll get back to yous. Le croissant. Alright guys, end of Blood Angels turn 5. We believe. If we've made a mistake here, tear us apart in the comments. So, movement wise, we shot a few guys over here with these guys that moved down here. This stayed in the centre here to get secure objective 6. This guy just stayed here to heal Mephiston before Mephiston flew over here to hold objective 3 and cut 6 wounds off this vehicle. So at the end of this, I'm on 14 points. And how many on?
11.
11. So we just got to roll a dice to see if the game actually ends on a 1 or a 2. So Paul's going to roll that. We're at a 5. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going another round. With this small attrition of men that we have left, we're going to fight on another round and see what we can do. So Paul, draw some cards and we'll get back to it and we'll keep gaming. Alright. Alright guys, end of the Necrons turn. So these guys stayed here, and how many did you get back? 3?
Yeah.
So they're growing in number, and the reason he's behind here is behind enemy lines. Now the only other 2 units he's got is the Croissants, which flew around here, and they took 4 wounds off this, and took 1 wound off Kabulo, and that was about it, wasn't it? Oh, killed a guy here as well. He was spreading his shots around because he was trying to get multiple kills to get more points. It didn't pay off, so he's on 12, I'm on 14. So I'll have my next turn, see if I can't kill some Croissants. And we'll get back to you. We'll see if Mephiston can't fly to the skies and cut this guy in half. Alright, we'll get back to you. Alright guys, at the end of the Blood Angels turn, it's pretty evident I've gone up to, what's that, 14, 16 points total. What were you on, Paul?
12.
12. Paul's got nothing to come back with. This is all he's got here is this unit here, so we can't really go on as far as points and stuff goes. He's not going to be able to get ahead. We've checked his cards. This turn, Mephiston just cut a plane in half, 1.5 planes in half. So with a bit of firepower from this, and then his plasma pistol, and a little shot from this guy, we cut down the 2 Croissants. Pretty much that was what sealed the deal, really, wasn't it? Absolutely. So, if we come around this side, go for man of the match. I think, for me, the old Mephiston, this isn't even Primaris Mephiston there, this is just original Mephiston, is my man of the match. How many points do you reckon he racked up for the game?
Oh, it was 600, 700 points.
He would have killed 600, 700 points on his own, just flying around. So, the quickening and the Angel's wings just turns him into, yeah, just an absolute monstrosity. I was just saying I'll have to rebase him up to honour him in this battle. So he can go over there. And what have you chosen as your man of the match, Paul?
The Wraiths.
The Wraiths. These Wraiths gave me absolute trouble in the first probably 2-3 rounds. They charged, made a first turn charge where they killed like 10 Marines, a Lieutenant, And wounded my captain.
Yep.
Yeah. So these guys, if you've got them, get them, use them. Really, really good. Use their stratagem, heal them up. And yeah. So if you've enjoyed this was a pretty epic matchup. We thought it was over a bit earlier and then the game just kept going and turned out to be an absolute walloper. So if you like this, like and subscribe. And we'll get back to you with more battle reports and a rebased Lord of Death. Alright guys, enjoy.